Our frames don't get fucked this week. Start recording. Wait for it to pop up over here for a quick hot second.
Hot take.
Make sure everything.
So I want to be talking at the top of the side.
You're fine right there.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly how you were talking about in the
All right.
test.
Good.
And we are live.
We're live.
We're live. Good.
Week 1 football. The House Divided podcast. We're back. Hopefully the audio issues are fixed.
Right.
Hopefully the internet issues are fixed. So far, so good. We're holding the strong no-drop frames. Other than that, here we are.
Here we are, Calvin, Chicago Bears representing.
Brandon here representing the Packers.
And
Yeah,
I'm
Dan.
everyone's least favorite. I'm Dan. I'm the Vikings guy.
A lie. Wait for the comments to decide that fate.
Leave it in the comments down below. And don't forget to ring that bell. I fucking hate
Dude,
it.
I
hate my
love
life.
hate you right now so hard.
Onificate says, Panthers, baby, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, what's up, Orion? Shout out to you, my cousin. BT Dubs, the Panthers are aight.
Yeah, Cam Newton is a little full.
They're kind
himself,
of a hard one to
he's
judge
all
this
right.
year. I'm be honest.
the quarterback.
All right. He said, It's supposed to be he, but it's E-H.
I like it. I like it.
What a great start to the podcast.
Already legendary.
If you want to get roasted, feel free to join our live stream every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Central Time. That's 11 Eastern or fucking, 9 Pacific, I think. I don't fucking know what time.
Pop in here.
All right, so
Tune
what's
in.
on the docket for this week? We're gonna talk about the news from this last week. You know,
Pretty eventful in the NFL world.
the ridiculous contracts, the trade heard around the world,
Oh, it's been good.
and
Been pretty happy.
we're gonna wrap up the preseason in a nice little bow, and then we're gonna hop it right into the fucking the week 1 predictions. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? Hell, I might have a tie or two in week 1. Who knows? I don't.
He is 3.
It's not like
All right, so obviously, first thing that we got to talk about, Aaron Rodgers got a contract. Everybody, congratulations, Brandon! You locked up
thank
your
you.
golden boy. Hopefully this eases the tensions.
I thought it was a pretty good
Right.
contract too.
It was
thought-
it was actually good
Thought it
for
was
the
pretty
Packers.
Good. No, that's what I'm saying.
Like he's 20% of your salary, but it was still he could be 90%
Yeah,
of your salary.
Yeah. For what I read one article that was I think he's getting like 35 point something million, but easily free agent market could have gotten over 40 million. Like, so we're kind of getting him
he
on a
could
good
have got
deal.
50 easily.
Yeah,
he,
that's what
he could have
that's
got
what
5
I'm
years,
saying, like,
250 fully guaranteed.
for sure.
Anywhere in football.
So in reality, great deal.
Jesus. Who else? What? Aaron Donald got a contract.
Yeah,
He was the highest paid player in defensive history until the next day
I have a feeling he's a little salty about that too.
when the biggest move of the offseason. Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
biggest,
might,
yeah.
I'd say
it's up
I'd
there.
say biggest.
Yeah.
I'd say biggest.
Kirk going to
Yeah.
it's up there though.
But this one involves draft picks.
Not to
and
mention
drama.
it's
Yep.
fresh. It's fresh.
Yeah, man. How do you feel?
I feel really happy. It's a very long time, I thought, but other than that, like watching all of his prior footage from the past couple of years. Yeah, really excited to get this last piece of the puzzle for our defense, because even more so than I thought as far as having something going for our offense, now I feel like
Well, it feels like you guys are getting back to like the Bears that everyone knew and loved. You
yeah,
play hella good defense. You guys have a good front four, a good like middle three, and you guys have good running backs.
Yep.
And you don't need to do it. The only thing, your corners. I don't want to put you guys in as a top 5 defense because I feel like your corners are not good.
Yeah.
no,
That's like the one part of the defense that seems lacking, but it could also be like made up by like so much pressure in your face, gonna force some early throws.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
What it lacks in talent, it is probably they're still probably gonna produce a lot of turnovers because they have 9 behemoths rushing the quarterback.
Between Akeem Hicks and Khalil Mack, yeah.
Yeah,
Offensive lines have their handful.
yeah, I really can't wait to see how everything unfolds, like as a whole with our team. So, I mean, it's gonna be nuts to see exactly what happens week 1, just in a few short days here. I'm
Tomorrow,
beyond pumped.
week 1's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, as far as for the
We
Packers,
get to watch.
Bears,
We get to
but
watch the Super Bowl champs get their ass kicked by the Falcons. I don't think that game's going to be close. I personally, we can
didn't
save that
imagine
for
it
later,
either.
but just throwing my thought out there right quick. But to continue with the Khalil Mack shit, what the hell are the Raiders doing, man?
I have no idea.
Everything I've read, they physically did not have the money to give him. Like the 90 million guaranteed. When you guarantee someone money, you have to put that money away as soon as they sign the contract.
Yep.
And the Raiders did not have that cash on hand because they are a poor franchise. And Khalil Mack wasn't gonna play without a contract because he would have been able to sign the contract like week 8 when the TV money came in or the shared revenue came in. But if you tear your ACL week 7, like, guess who's not getting money anymore?
And it's always after something like that happens, it's a business.
yeah,
So,
right.
You can feel the players. To them too, it's sometimes it's a business. And look at what came of it. He's now the highest paid defensive player. So sitting out wasn't such a bad thing.
Now the other team that lost is the Green Bay Packers.
I'd say every team in the NFC North.
But
honestly.
see, I feel like the Packers specifically, because a lot of teams didn't have the resources to go get him. Like the Vikings could not have gone and gotten Khalil Mack. The Packers have 2 first-round draft picks this year, and I guarantee you one of those draft picks is going to go for a pass rusher.
I'm honestly, and I think I talked to you in the weeks leading up to this trade. I told you I don't want the Packers to use 2 first rounds. If it was more than a first and a second, I was okay with skipping out on it. Because I just don't know about 2 firsts and making you the highest paid defensive player.
But I mean, I guess like when you use a first round draft pick, you hope to get someone like Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
And no one ever does. He's like an LT kind of guy. He's a once every 20-year kind of guy, 30-year kind of guy. And if the Packers were already going to spend a first round pick they were probably going to spend both their first round picks making their defense better. Khalil Mack solves that instantly.
Yeah, and I see your point with that, but you're also, instead of using the picks that we could have had as potential players that could be a Mac, would be using all of those picks on the Mac and paying him a dumpster truck worth of money when we just paid another dumpster truck worth of money.
No, see, thinking about that, you're right. But after this year, you have Clay Matthews falling off the books.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to help. And then next year, the salary cap goes up $10 million. And the year after that, it goes up $10 million again. So the Packers were still in a position to – it would have been tight this year. Some people probably would have had to been released. But the last time, like, this is Reggie White coming to the Packers.
Well, yeah. And the Packers have always been a really good team at assigning a value to a player. And if that player wants more, their agent wants more, then the talks are pretty much done. And I think that's what happened in this scenario. I'm sure we made an offer. And even if we'd made an offer and we had our 2 first rounds on the table and you had your 2 first rounds on the table,
they're obviously the better.
They're going to go with the Bears.
Yeah.
That, like, in this year, like, statistics say the Bears are more likely to have the better pick next year.
No,
so even if we had the exact same offer on the table.
But see, I guess from a Raiders standpoint, would you rather have one top 15 pick this year and then one top 20 pick the following year? Or would you rather have one top 20 pick this year and one top 25 pick, top 30 pick? the two the same year.
Mhm.
This draft class is pretty good.
Just whatever John Gruden's crazy mind
Dude,
wants,
he's-
apparently.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's what I think was one of the things too. Watching the video after the fact, as far as John Gruden talking about, he seemed like I've never seen Gruden look like off settled when he was on, like almost like you could see like a bit of regret, or I don't know if it was anger or something.
I don't think it was regret because
It was something.
According to like the sources close to the Raiders, they've never had a conversation. Like John Gruden and Khalil Mack not talked one time since John Gruden became the coach.
Oh,
So there was no relationship. It seemed like the Raiders knew that that this was gonna happen. I'm not sure what you mean by watch the mic. Did someone fuck with something? Was it me? Was it Calvin? Who fucked with the mic? But
yeah,
Fuck with
well,
it more. Just
it might have been me. It's
Fuck
pretty
with
low.
it
Alright.
I might have bumped it. I'm not sure. But yeah, dude, I don't fucking
sources incoming. Hang on, we're getting an update.
He said, "Tell Skinny to watch the mic." He lost it for a second. So, yeah, just
we all know who's skinny in these
yeah,
parts.
definitely not either of us.
Well, first off,
Don't look over here like it might be one of us.
I wasn't. I was scanning around naturally.
Yeah, yeah, so fuck, man. It's
So there's no regret with John Gruden.
no. I feel like the Raiders knew that they were going to do this. They didn't want to do it at the trade deadline because maybe they thought he would, come on back.
Mhm.
But as soon as it started holding out, they're like he made it publicly known that he was going to hold out.
Well, and then they saw the money that they would have had to throw at him, and it.
Well, according to Gruden, he said that the Raiders made an offer and it was nowhere near.
Oh, and I'm sure, yeah, because apparently they don't view him as like that type of player, which is crazy
Well, I
because he
think- I
was
think
their
they
entire
do.
defense last
They-
year.
But I guess
But they can't. They don't have the money
well,
to do
but
it
if you
kind of
think
thing.
about it, the Raiders had a bad defense last year with him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah,
So if you pay him, it's not gonna change anything. He's
And
it's still gonna be a bad defense.
and I think as crazy as John Gruden seems at the moment, I think he almost sees he kind of has this guaranteed 10 years, and he's starting his building process. As crazy as that looks to all of us, he's making it his team now, and maybe in 4 years we're talking about how maybe not as good a move that was, but how it
Propelled them.
pushed their team forward.
4 years
Yeah.
from now, Khalil Mack will probably have it. He'll probably have at least one defensive player of the year.
You'd think so.
Probably working at maybe two. He's damn talented.
Mhm.
And I mean, he gets to play the Vikings' terrible offensive line 2 times a year. Gets to play the Lions' terrible offensive line 2
Gets
times
to
a
play
year.
the Packers, who Rodgers loves to hold on to that
and he gets to
ball
play
and
against
run
a
around.
quarterback who I feel like when you play against Aaron Rodgers, everyone always steps their game up.
Definitely, especially a player like Mac, where it's they both are oh, it's game on because it's the best against the best.
Like Jared Allen was really good.
Yep.
He was perfect against the
Yep.
Packers.
Yeah. Yep.
And so just kind of stuff like that. What other news came out? Le'Veon Bell holding out.
Yeah, apparently out for effectively the season. I'm seeing I was seeing somewhere that he's it's at least going to be until week 10.
Say sorry, everyone
I
on
think,
fantasy football.
I think it's week 8 that he. No, because he's technically not signed right now. Because he's
I think
he's
so,
not,
yeah.
He's not on the Steelers.
Yeah.
They're trying to franchise thing, but otherwise,
And he didn't come in and sign.
but he can't go and join another team.
Mhm. They have the rights to.
Yeah. I mean, shit, man. Week 11 is what is being told me in the chat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is the week he has to sign. Okay. So I would
Okay.
assume that if he doesn't sign by week 11, he probably is eligible for another year of franchise tag by the
Okay.
Steelers, I would guess.
Yeah, I think so. It's something about if he sits out the whole year, they get the rights to
Yep.
him next year
Yeah.
right away. So it's You don't.
So I
Bad.
mean, but
Yeah,
if you're
right.
Le'Veon Bell, the Steelers aren't going to give him a contract.
Not now. All of his offensive
Never.
linemen were calling him out today.
No, but I
like,
mean, I don't think they ever were.
oh yeah,
I think because they
sadly,
already
like,
came out and said that they have his replacement already on the roster, and they're just using up his good years. I mean,
which is kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Honestly, they know they're kind of just using the best out of him, and they're like, we can get him on the cheap.
well, I mean, personally, that's why I think the franchise tag needs to go away. They need to.
yeah.
When's the next collective bargaining agreement? Is it
Well,
not next summer? It's the summer after.
It kind of it seems like a good thing, but the way we're seeing teams use it now is really messed
the
up.
thing is, yeah, I mean, people are like, yeah, man, it must suck getting paid like one of the top 5 players
Yeah,
in your
because
position
you do
in the
get
league.
paid relatively well.
Top 5 in your
but-
position.
But
But
team gets all the power.
well, yeah, like you're not allowed to go and sign that long-term deal. You don't go and get that guaranteed money.
Yeah, and the security that a
Yeah,
lot of the
if you
players
go
want.
like if Le'Veon Bell comes and plays and tears his ACL or does something, and now he just lost out on, it's cool that he's gonna get what $15 million when he signs the tag. Oh, poor him, but you could lose out on $70 million, $60 million, whatever they're gonna guarantee him. It's gonna be nuts. He's young. He's like 26 years old.
Yeah.
So
I feel bad for him.
I mean, I feel like the franchise tag is good for the franchise.
Yeah.
It's not good for the players.
And it looked good for the players because again you're getting really good money that looks good, but then you're giving all the power to that team then. So and like I think you were saying the one time it's like players get you when they sign you as a rookie, they have you for 7 years.
They yeah.
They have the power for
The
7 years.
The average career for an NFL player is 3 years.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so
that's fucked.
yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. All the numbers doesn't add up at all.
What else is going on here? Earl Thomas done holding out. He's back with the Seahawks.
Yeah, saw that.
The Cowboys offered a 3rd round pick for him.
Mhm.
Seahawks said no. They wanted a 2nd.
Mhm.
And it seems like the trade talks are probably over. I don't know if you're the Packers and you hear that someone just gave up that they want a 2nd round pick.
I mean, I'd see what they want.
Right.
But you'd think.
But
I
again, it's
would-
the same thing where he has to get paid, and he's
Yeah.
gonna want to be paid as the number 1 safety. in
That
football.
and the whole. I feel like if something was gonna get done between the Packers and the Seahawks, I feel like it would have happened when we traded Hundley for some reason. I just feel like
Oh yeah.
that the conversation would have happened there and ended there, and maybe we did start it there, but it got off to a point where we don't feel comfortable doing that, so then it stopped.
Hell, I'm a Viking fan. Fuck it. Let's all in this year. Give up a 2nd rounder.
Oh god.
Sign him. We don't then let him go in free agency in the offseason.
Oh come on.
Fuck it. Let's get 4 safeties on the roster.
Get away
Let's run a
from
4
me.
safety
Dude, fuck you.
defense. Smith, Ialoka, Sendejo.
Fuck slot cornerbacks. We just need safeties up
Fuck.
front.
Fuck a linebacker. We're gonna play a 4-2 fucking 4-2-5.
4-2-18.
I mean, hell, fuck it. Like, if it's a 2nd round pick is nothing. Hell, the Browns have 2nd round picks to give up.
Right?
What are they do? The Browns are already a talented football team. If they add I don't think he's the best safety in football. I think Harrison Smith is, but
top 3.
Yeah, for sure.
Top 4, top 5.
but I'm clearly biased
Yeah,
about it.
well, yeah.
But
I mean, not really though, because Harrison is probably
he's in the argument.
best.
He's a Pro Bowler,
He might be the best safety in the league. That's that. I mean, you're not being biased there, really. Maybe a smidgen, but
Smidgen. But
he's really good.
yeah, man. The Seahawks aren't gonna pay him. They clearly don't want him, and this year is gonna be wasted because the Seahawks are gonna be bad. They're gonna be a horrible
They
football.
gotta
team.
get some offensive line.
Russell Wilson's gonna be on suicide alert for the whole year. Like,
Now he'd be rolling out too hard.
He's gonna develop PTSD from having to roll out at 0.1 milliseconds after every snap.
you guys seem to forget he gets to play the Rams twice.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, and we all know Ndamukong Suh doesn't like quarterbacks, not one bit.
just let alone just Aaron Donald and Stu coming at you. Like I can't. Both those guys hate quarterbacks. Aaron Donald just does it in like a quieter way,
Yeah.
but he fucks you up.
Yeah, Sue will stomp on your head.
Yeah,
Just-
he's quite loud about it.
Yeah.
I'll say forever that Sue did not deserve to get thrown out that game.
Give me a break.
The guy was holding onto his leg. He was just shaking him off
You shaking him off.
by stomping on his chest. It clearly.
That was great.
Okay.
Love that moment.
Let's talk about preseason. I feel like there's not a lot of NFL news that we haven't really covered.
Yeah,
you
that we
know?
covered all the big ones.
Brandon, who do you like from preseason
Like, are you talking just my team or kind of overall?
overall?
I'm gonna start with my team though, because you know who my darling of the preseason one, and I know it was for one other person here. He's not exactly in frame at the moment, but Jake Kumaro, the golden boy from Wisconsin, making
Hell yeah!
the roster. I mean, I think he's on like IR at the moment, but we get him back on week 8.
Yeah.
Week 8, we get him back. Golden boy.
Good luck next preseason, there, bud.
Yeah, right.
You won't be
He's
coming off.
coming.
You'll have
He's coming back.
You'll have to prove yourself again.
Yeah, right.
No, and that would be fair. That's probably what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But still, these are my hopes and my dreams. Don't dash them.
That's fair.
Otherwise, for like my team, I really liked Oren Burks like through the whole preseason until he got injured, sadly. But he's gonna be joining back soon.
Better luck
soon.
next preseason, there,
Yeah, right.
bud.
No, he's not on the IR though. We get him back in like a week or two, so that's cool. But yeah, I know. I really liked him. He's injured now.
Shit, man.
Otherwise, preseason, I don't put a lot of faith
Yeah.
into the preseason, so it's really hard for me to judge it just because it's always like the Browns will go 2-2 in the preseason, look decent,
And they're gonna go 16-0
and then-
during the year, dude.
and then they go. Well, I'm not saying this year and years prior. Then they go 1-15, and it's like it's just so hard to judge a team in preseason.
when
but
they go 1-15, and you're like, it can't possibly get worse.
I-
And
I
it does.
I will say, watching some of the Bears games and highlights with Kelvin, I noticed that they seem to have a deep team. They got it done in the later quarters. Maybe they should think about swapping some players or some shit because you guys is late, like third and fourth quarters, we did really good. Like you had the comeback the one time.
Well, see, I thought that too, but I mean, the very last game we had, we actually like lost it the last second.
I mean, but that was in the third and fourth quarters when you're playing like people that aren't even going to be in the NFL anymore. You know, you guys started that really good, and that's where you're playing like you're starting
You're
your
right.
seconds and
okay,
thirds. You know,
looking at it like that, yeah, I was super happy
I mean,
with.
I'll even say that as a
But
Packer
I
fan.
think we did find out though that you guys better hope to God that Trubisky does not get hurt.
Yes.
It's Chase Daniels.
Well, he was good the
I-
one game.
I was
though.
gonna say-
He did
one
really
of
good.
the one of the four.
Yeah, and it's
I
always
actually like that guy a lot.
there. I mean,
Might-
threw what 3 picks in the second game, first game.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know
know
all
those
He
the
turned the ball over
numbers.
quite like Nick
Yeah,
Foles
I know
style,
he did
quite a
turn the
bit.
ball over the first, but I know he
There's been
finished
games.
strong.
There was games where he was like 15 of 18.
I think that
2
was the
touchdowns.
third game.
Yeah,
that I
yeah, he was
saw.
15 of 18, 2 touchdowns the last game.
Yeah.
That's
But I mean, there's always like the caveat where like he was a long time backup for Drew Brees. Obviously, got lots of opportunities to be shown in the
Right.
preseason, and nothing came of it. But I mean, he did look really good the one game.
yeah. So I mean,
Looked
just
decisive.
having anybody like in the back of your mind, if all else fails, that you have somebody that's not
Yeah.
a complete train wreck, where you're like, okay,
Oh,
But
good.
humbly.
especially
you mean Trevor Simeon?
I was gonna say also, and you also have to think that if worse comes to worse with Trubisky and like or he gets hurt or something like that, and we do have to bring in Daniel, it won't be bad because we have such amazing running backs that
Yeah,
that it
that's true.
counteracts that problem. Because with a lot of other teams, that would be way more of an issue when you're so reliant on the quarterback. But you have such strong running backs. I mean, that's most of your offense right there.
Back on me
Continuing
for
on.
the preseason. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, that was basically
yeah,
the same
I
thing
mean,
in my
yeah, I
touching on
mean,
preseason.
Yeah, really.
I was
That's.
gonna
I mean,
say.
that's all I really have for the preseason wise. I tried to watch as many highlights as I could, but I mean, I like the Ravens too this preseason.
Yeah.
I
Flacco
thought
looked
they
good.
looked. Yeah, I thought they looked strong. Like
Yep.
Joe Flacco coming out.
Exactly as
They were-
expected.
yeah, they were like definitely like my I guess like preseason team.
It's so- it's
the
so weird.
Browns looked
It
fantastic
looks
this
like
preseason.
it looks like the Ravens can score the football, which doesn't happen often.
yeah.
But their defense is suspect to me. Like it's like the same guys
Mm-hmm.
that have been there for a decade.
Yeah.
Like y'all are a little old, a little slow.
But I think they only have the one. I think they only have Suggs there now. That's the old.
I couldn't tell you one other
Because
player.
they got like C.J. Mosley, really good middle linebacker.
He's old too though.
No, he's
Or no,
young.
that's the other C.J. Mosley. There's
Oh, okay. Is there another one?
There was
Okay.
a second one.
No, this guy's like 26, and he's like one of
Oh,
the
yeah, he's
better
from
middle
Alabama, yeah.
linebackers. And I know they got Jimmy Smith. He's a really good cornerback. He was like top 5 or 6 last year in cornerback rankings. So I mean, they've got like pieces.
Yeah,
Shit.
I know that's true.
Oh, okay.
After all that, well, my
The
opinion has
world
been turned.
News.
Yeah, right. All right, I think we should jump into what everyone came here for. Everyone wants to know our week 1 predictions. Starting with Thursday night tomorrow, Atlanta at Philly. You guys already know my prediction. Atlanta's going to blow them out. What about you guys?
I think it'll be a good back and forth, but yeah, I think the same thing. I think Atlanta's gonna win, not a complete blowout, but I think Atlanta will come out with it on top.
I think yeah, it'll look kind of sloppy in the beginning. You know, two teams just starting out the year. They got Nick Foles throwing the ball at the moment, and he did not look strong this preseason.
That's why I think
yeah.
Nick Foles, to his credit, played the 2 best games
Mm-hmm.
like ever to win the
Definitely.
to get to the Super Bowl, then win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But before
then-
that, did not look great, and now has looked
Yeah.
horrible.
And then backed it up by like the worst preseason outing. His coach pulled him from the game early and looked pissed. Like
Bro, I feel like
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers could have tried to throw the ball with his feet and would have
Yeah.
looked better.
potentially or left-handed.
The
like,
left hand, yeah, it was not pretty.
So yeah, I'd say the Falcons over. I think over the game,
Are
the
we-
Falcons high-powered offense.
We all going with the Falcons here.
huh?
Yeah, I think
We're gonna.
consecutive.
I'm gonna try to keep track of all of our predictions,
Okay.
and we'll go back to and look them over
Revisit.
for next week. You know,
I like it.
maybe
I like
keep
it.
a record for maybe that seems like a lot
Ooh,
of work for me.
I like it. I can help you with it.
All right,
I'll
I
help you.
appreciate that too.
I'll
I
help
mean,
you.
it'll always be there for us to go back and review. Go back over to
That's all. Yeah, that's fair.
reviewing.
All right. So my upset of the week is the next game that's on the list. The one that we're going to talk about: Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Go Browns! I honestly, like, in my heart of hearts, like, full non hype, non bullshit. I think the Browns are gonna win because Pittsburgh doesn't have Le'Veon Bell.
I mean, yeah, I'm kind of sitting here thinking about my prediction for that game, and I'm kind of battling it because as much as I wanted to say Steelers right away, they're down Le'Veon. Browns got seemingly a great defense, so they're going to be chasing Ben around.
I'm gonna still go with the Steelers on this one. I'm gonna be that.
I mean,
guy.
I think I am gonna still go with the Steelers, but I think it's gonna be a way closer game
Oh,
than
it'll
I
be
think
c-
people
yeah.
than
I
people
also
will give
think it will
it
be
for.
close, but I feel
But
like the
other way around.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not the Browns of old anymore.
No,
Like,
and-
like the Browns,
and
the
I'm with
Browns
you.
last year, I think they lost 5 or 6 games by under 3 points or around like under 1 score.
I could see it.
And now they have Tyrod Taylor, who doesn't turn the ball over,
Well,
and a way better defense.
Jarvis Landry and Josh Gordon to start the year, and Carlos Hyde, and they seemingly have a team put together.
And Nick Chubb, Nick Chubb got drafted in the 2nd round. We haven't talked about him. No one's talked about him.
I mean, he didn't look that good in the from what I saw. I didn't watch
No.
every snap
Well, and
or
even
anything.
even in
but
Hard Knocks, they showed him in episode 1 and then never again. I don't.
and even at that, they only showed him
They
to
showed him at
show
the
that the
airport.
Browns were stunting on him.
that Baker didn't have to go get his own bags. Got met at the gate. And Nick Chubb, he's getting his own bag. People are like,
hey,
you play football?
hey, do
He's
you
like,
play football?
yeah. For who? The Browns.
Hey,
Oh,
do
what
you-
position? Running back. Oh, cool, man. Good luck.
Hey,
Oh, God.
ginormous muscular specimen. Do you by chance play football? Yeah, what else do you think I do, guy?
Gosh, that's awesome.
But I don't think Pittsburgh has anyone that can cover either Jarvis or Josh Gordon.
I know they have and I don't know if he's going to cover. I think what did they have? Joe Hayden.
Oh, yeah, they do.
They
yeah.
got it, but I mean, I feel like he's a little slower.
They-
Like he's obviously
they
not
have
at the
someone
top
who
of this
will
league.
appear to guard them.
Exactly.
Jarvis might be the best possession receiver in football. He won't have those gigantic plays really, but quick slant. He's never gonna drop those. If you
Green.
put them near him, he's catching them,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. And I don't think, and this is still a Steelers team that's missing a middle linebacker. I mean, it sucks, but like, you know that still messes with
Yeah,
the guys that,
yeah.
that were there. You know that.
Well, they saw their teammate almost like
yeah, exactly.
not be living or
So
of a
I don't
breathing
know.
tube.
I don't know how much of a, especially with it being in Cleveland with this whole new regime.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Steelers. One, I don't think they can handle the crowd because I feel like the crowd is gonna.
Might actually be into.
They might
it.
actually. Well, the Browns always have
Well,
a good crowd.
And
Yeah.
and I feel like every year they're always there. They're always loud because they do have really good fans. But obviously, Cleveland gets cold. They start not going out so
Yeah.
much in the later games because why? But yeah, it'll be an atmosphere for sure.
That's the game I want to watch the most.
Yeah.
Other than the Vikings game, but I want to watch the Browns game.
I have the Steelers and the Browns starred as a game to watch for me.
It's gonna be a fun game. It's on CBS at noon.
PBS at noon.
Next game. Who gives a flying fuck? Cincinnati at Indianapolis.
Can we get all the I don't give a fuck games out of the way? 'Cause
Yeah.
I have a few actually.
Okay, so just quick. Colts are beating the Bengals.
The Titans and the Dolphins. That's a
Titans-
rousing
Ti-
matchup.
Titans are
win.
beating the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yep. Titans.
How
win.
about and maybe you
Washington
might be different.
at Seattle.
Yeah, that one and the Jags and the Giants. That kind of seems a
I'm
little
actually
bit.
intrigued about that game.
And I knew you were gonna say that because I know you're a little higher on the Giants this year, and that's the most intriguing out of my not intriguing.
Yeah,
games.
right.
I mean, I feel like Tampa
Exactly.
Bay at New Orleans is uninteresting. As
I
hell.
have
we
I have
know
that.
the outcome of
I
that.
New
also
Orleans
have
will
that as
slaughter
my
them.
uninteresting as fuck games.
And also another who gives a fuck game. Seattle at Denver.
Uh,
Who cares?
Other than maybe seeing John Gruden lose his mind, Rams and the Raiders.
The Rams might score 100 points.
And then we get to see John Gruden lose his fucking mind.
The Rams might score 100 points via takeaways and Todd Gurley getting the most points in fantasy history.
I'm so happy I got him for fantasy.
Oh shit! I play you week 1.
Oh, what a great day.
How about, I'm sorry, cousin, if you're still watching, that Cowboys and Panther matchup, not very appealing to me.
I'm actually intrigued by that, mainly
Okay.
because I'm choosing to start Dak over Jimmy Garoppolo this week.
So you personal investment in this. I like it.
I just don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be able to go to Minnesota week 1 after an NFC Championship game with a new offense, new quarterback, and the number 1 defense in football returning and adding pieces.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to go well for the kid.
No, I don't think so either.
I have the Vikings winning that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be close.
I think it'll be one of those where it'll be like 32 to 16 type deal.
Yeah, I could see that.
One of those types of
If the,
deals.
Vikings, if the Vikings give up 16
like-
points, I'm going to be unhappy.
No, but I was just about to say, here's the thing. They get a touchdown at like the last quarter.
Yeah,
it's
see, that's
that
garbage time.
Garbage
time
point. Yeah, that's what
touchdown.
I'm saying.
That's
Yeah,
where,
a bunch
where
of
you
field
guys
goals
look
and then
32
garbage,
to
yeah.
12 the entire game, and then they get the
Yeah. I mean, because even last year with the Saints, the Saints were a way better team than what the 49ers are now, and we destroyed the Saints week 1
Mhm.
in New Orleans.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's just my quick take. I don't Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G's gonna win the MVP this year. or at least be in the conversation. He's gonna finish first, second, or third in MVP voting this year.
But he's not winning it week 1.
He's not gonna beat the Vikings. I feel like he might stumble week 1 and then turn
He'll
it
get-
the
he'll
fuck
get-
on.
And
He'll
then
get
and then he
he'll get
comes
his- He'll get his early pick against Xavier Rhodes out of the way.
Yeah, or
or
Harrison,
Harrison.
or a defensive lineman that bats a ball. Okay, so do we all agree that the Colts are going to beat the Bengals this week?
Yes.
Yes,
Do we all
I'd
agree
say
that,
Colts.
that the Titans are going to beat
Yep.
the
Dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yep.
Where do you guys stand on San Fran at Minnesota?
I'm going Minnesota.
Minnesota.
All right. Intriguing matchup. Houston at New England. I'm taking Houston. This might be the worst Patriots team we've seen in a long time.
I'm also taking Houston. I'm gonna agree with you. And I'm also, side note, whoever loses, or I guess whoever wins this game, the real winner is America in this matchup. There's gonna be so much red, white, and blue out there.
Right. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I'm gonna say the Patriots are gonna win this one.
America.
Why?
Yo, you thinking Patriots?
Because every single time I've ever thought this, it's gone the complete opposite way. Every time when a young tuck, quarterback with a fresh team rolls in, I always think to myself they're gonna do it. In years past, there was Tim Tebow at one time, there was Andrew Luck at another time, and every time they've gotten swept.
Counterpoint.
Yeah.
The Patriots historically are terrible in September.
Okay.
They
do
normally
always
start like
kinda start
1-3
bad.
or 2-2 and then win the rest of the games.
I was gonna say to that
They
to
lost
that point.
to the Chiefs
They-
last year.
I was gonna say they get their ass whooped by the Chiefs and then they turn it on.
Yeah.
That's
I was gonna
what's
say
happened the other
yeah,
year too.
it is kind of going against my point because I'm thinking
Oh no, I don't give a fuck about playoffs. This is week 1, homie. This is who's gonna win Sunday. And the Patriots don't ever look good. Okay, so check it. New defensive coordinator. They had to rebuild the offensive line. They lost the best tackle in football. They lost not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, 7 receivers this offseason who they've signed, traded for, and then released or traded away. And Julian Edelman is still suspended. They have Chris Hogan and Rob Gronkowski.
yeah.
I can't think of another because I was trying to maybe pick up a Patriots wide receiver. And I was like, I actually don't even know who would be on the roster past Chris Hogan.
Exactly. Well, and you can't even go out, like, you can't draft them and think they're gonna be there.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because you draft them, they do good this week, and then they drop the next week.
Also, something that no one's really talking about: JJ Watt's back. He is probably unhappy that everyone talks like, is he really that good? Because they haven't seen him play a full season like
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
2 full years, pretty much.
I expect him to put up. Oh, and the Honey Badgers in the back is a safety there.
I picked up that defense. I have
Good defense.
because that, and they've got what's his name, Jadeveon Clowney too.
Yeah, their pass rush is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have another pass rusher too that I can't think of, but
big dude in the middle.
yeah. Well, no, it's another outside linebacker. I
Couldn't tell you.
I can't think of his name, but he's decent too.
But like that goes right with the point that the Patriots' offensive line is completely like they're just pieced together, you know.
Oh yeah,
And
it's pretty much in shambles at the moment.
And then who on the Patriots defense is stopping DeAndre Hopkins?
Can't name anyone, Tom. Just
Or
no one.
Or Deshaun
Seriously.
Watson. Like,
I mean,
who's gonna contain
they
him?
have that. Patriots have that good safety. I can't think of his name. He's got the brother that's on their team too.
Yep.
He's really good, but I think he's like their best defensive player at the moment.
How's that dude? I know that dude's name too.
Yeah.
McCourty.
McCourty. Yep. You're right. Yep. The McCourty brothers.
That's great.
Yeah. But shit, man, like DeAndre Hopkins is top 5 in football, you know. And if Deshaun Watson is anything like what he was last year, it's gonna be a tough game for the Patriots. 2 of us say Houston. 1 person's wrong.
Wrong.
Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Please tell me we all have New Orleans winning that one.
Yes.
Tampa
100%.
Bay.
By probably
No,
at
Saints.
least 3 touchdowns. Like just
Jacksonville at New York. I clearly have New York. I'm Dude, Saquon, it's
I-
here.
You know, I'm gonna go with the Jaguars just to go against because honestly, that's a really tight matchup for me.
I'm torn. But give Eli a really good running back, and I like it. So yeah, I'll take the Giants.
Okay, so I'm going Jags.
Hell yeah. Oh God, Buffalo at Baltimore.
Of Baltimore, the Ravens.
You guys know who is the starting quarterback for the Bills?
I couldn't even tell you.
The guy who threw 5 picks in 1/2 last year.
Nathan
Peterman.
Doesn't he sound like a
backup?
Just a backup.
Yeah,
the most
just-
backup of backup quarterbacks.
He sounds like a backup in croquet or something. Just
like in Canadian football league.
Yeah,
he can't
what-
find a
what is
spot.
this?
This game is intriguing.
what's that?
Kansas City at the Chargers.
I have the own start.
Ooh.
I'm taking the Chargers on that
I'm
one.
I'm taking the Chargers, but if the Chiefs can somehow come out and like slug one to the Chargers there, that's a big game for them. Like even though it's early in the year, that could potentially be a big game for Kansas. They somehow come out and win that.
Big division game too.
It is a
Yeah,
big
that's
division
what I'm
game.
saying.
Big division
Because
rivalry.
those are like the two teams I have like kind of leading that division.
Oh, those are clearly the two best
Yeah,
teams in that
yeah.
division. Yeah, I mean, we get to see Patty Mahomes. You know,
Yeah.
with those weapons. Those are crazy weapons.
You said
he
it-
has.
he
you-
is Sammy.
You said it's KC going to San Diego.
Okay.
Ooh, I'll take- I'll-
Los Angeles.
Yes, that's right. Heading to Los Angeles. Yeah, we'll go with the Chargers.
Okay.
That's
So we're
it.
all Chargers on that one.
We're
yeah.
all Charger boys.
Just barely though. I feel like Mahomes
That's
will
what
do
I'm
something,
saying.
but he'll like throw a pick late game.
That's
and
what I'm saying,
cost him. Yep.
Oh, Brett Favre.
Yep.
We got Seattle at Denver.
Seattle at
crapshoot.
Denver.
Yeah, Denver. I don't know. Denver probably wins.
I think I'd
Defense
choose
defense
Denver.
wins. We'll go with Denver.
I think I'd
Defense
choose
wins.
Denver on that one.
I honestly,
I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair, to be honest.
I would rather watch the Bengals at Colts
Yeah.
or the Titans.
because then at least
the
you can watch the
Dolphins.
return of Andrew Luck.
I'd rather watch Titans at Dolphins. This game, dude, Seattle at Denver is the most boring game ever.
I still
Sorry,
want to watch
Brian.
that one. I'd watch that one.
I'd watch it. But I do know it's going to be
Puking on
a,
them. I like
a
both those-
seemingly defensive
Fucking
crapshoot.
gross. Washington at Arizona. Washington.
Another.
I feel like
game.
I feel Alex Smith just.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Sam Bradford. I like you, but
I wouldn't be surprised if he's in by the end
I
of
mean,
that game.
but like, remember last year, week 1, he torched the Saints.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was the reason we won that game.
Yeah.
He tore them up. Maybe he does it again, then gets hurt for the next week. But he could do it.
I have,
Right,
I have
at
a
least.
feeling once they put in Rosen, they're not going to go back, sadly, for Sam Bradford's part.
In chat, Denver has a rich history.
I wonder who that is.
Other game, Dallas at Carolina. Let's go, Cowboys.
I got the Panthers on that one.
I-
Cousin, I got the Panthers for you.
I don't see. The Cowboys have a good linebacking core, so Cam Newton's going to be less effective
Mm-hmm.
than I think a lot of people will think. But who fucking knows, man? But Zeke's back. Zeke is back. And
Zeke is back. That's true.
that's not good for the league.
Not good for the league.
That's true.
I think at the end of the day though, I'll take the. It'll be close, but the whole split decision, home field advantage, I'll give it to the Panthers.
Panthers' home field advantage sucks. Their fans are shitty.
Hey, whoa! I know at least one good one.
His name is Steve. Steve. It's someone completely different.
Paul.
All right, so final game on Sunday. Big one for the house here, folks. Chicago Bears at Green Bay.
You know, I'm gonna say this, and this is the first time I ever said this on the recorder before, but this may be our best chance to go in and win at Lambeau in a long time.
Yeah,
It could be.
I'm actually picking you guys to beat the Packers.
Hard.
I don't think
It's like-
I don't think the Packers are gonna fully be, at least for the first half, are not gonna be able to comprehend what Khalil Mack does. Now, if Khalil Mack doesn't play, changing my pick.
Mhm.
But I was watching something and they're like, all you do is, if you're the Bears, you tell Khalil Mack to stay or sick him.
Yeah,
And that's all you gotta do. Defensive linemen are dumb, and they only know go get the ball or don't go get the ball.
Mhm.
And I promise you, they're just gonna tell Khalil Mack to go get the ball. And like the Packers will watch tape on Khalil Mack. They'll know what his moves are.
When
They'll watch the Bears defense.
reminder, we played them last year. Didn't give up any sacks.
No, but again, the Raiders defense significantly worse than what the Bears.
Well,
did.
yeah. I'm just saying we've handled him twice before. Actually, played him in his career.
Oh yeah, no, but different because
No, and I got
just,
you.
there are other people that are going to be rushing.
I'm just saying my counterpoint.
Fuck your counterpoint. You're wrong.
We've played it.
That's what I like right there. Chicago Bear from 1-8.
Brian Bulaga got him in him, and he wasn't a part
No,
of the
yeah.
game at all.
No,
honestly,
you're-
I was really surprised those games that we did play him because I'm scared of Mac, but that's literally the only reason I'm not. Super
Did you
frightened.
guys just double or was it Bulaga? the
No,
whole time? Bulaga to chip, or-
Bulaga just handled him.
Well, shit.
I watched some tape on it, dude. He just handled him.
I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm sure Khalil Mack probably has that in the back of his mind.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah,
and
probably
that's a part
unhappy.
too. Yeah,
But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's not. I think it's gonna be low scoring.
Yeah.
I think everyone's gonna look rusty. It's gonna be one of those games where
it's gonna look ugly.
like the timing with Rodgers and Devontae and Cobb are gonna be fine, but the timing with everyone else is gonna
Yeah.
suck.
Mhm.
So if the Bears play smart, they're gonna focus on guarding Devontae and Cobb
Mhm.
hard. And then if Jimmy Graham beats you, but they have that new linebacker who's fast and can keep up with them.
Mhm.
So it's and I don't think from what we saw during preseason, the Packers can't stop the run.
Mhm.
And Bears only do one thing well.
Mhm.
It's
See,
run the ball.
I see the score of this game being the same basically all the way around, and that's somewhere in the vicinity of like 23-13, 23-17, something like that. Flip flop.
came in my head too.
Yeah, flip flopped either or with the Packers winning that or the Bears winning that. I think that's the
Who's your
I
pick?
have. I'm gonna go with the Chicago Bears, of course, #1 team franchise of all time.
I'm going with the Packers.
Yeah, obviously.
You just confident that Rodgers is just going to come out and just
Well,
sling it?
I don't think adding Mac turns that. I think that makes that team better. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think that somehow immaculately turns them into a
I
team
know.
that stomps the Packers.
I
So,
not only that,
I think before that Mac pickup, everyone had the Packers beating the Bears.
You're right.
by a good margin too, because it's Aaron Rodgers' comeback tour.
Yeah.
May I remind everyone of that. The comeback tour is real. It's on. It's track.
You can't do it twice.
But
right.
but then all of a
Fuck
sudden
off.
they pick up Mac, who is a game changing talent, but he hasn't been on a football field in months. You know, like. So
Also-
in my opinion, I don't think it outweighs it enough to all of a sudden
I didn't
go.
have the Packers
tip the scales.
blowing out the Bears before the
Mhm.
Mac trade.
Mhm.
I had it like a 3-point game,
Yeah.
maybe even a one touchdown game, and I think Mac is good enough to swing the points
Yeah, yeah.
in at least maybe
Mhm.
not a full other, but it might be like a 23-21 kind of game
Mhm.
where the Bears hit a late field goal kind of
Mhm.
stuff, you know. But even like looking at the Bears' weapons, it's gonna be tough for the Packers to cover everybody, especially Trey Burton. I think Trey Burton is gonna do pretty well against the Packers secondary.
You
You guys normally have problems
I have a
with tight
strong
ends.
feeling that Tremont Williams is going to get an interception or maybe even 2 this game
That's fair.
because he's the veteran presence
I-
back
well,
I
in
can,
there
I
going
can
against
promise you he's gonna get at
going
least
against
one.
the youngin, and I don't feel super strong. I'm not going to be like Packers for sure this game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close, but I'm quietly confident enough
Oh,
to be
yeah.
like Packers. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's honestly something that I've been dreading too, because I was thinking that very same thing as far as Tremont and Trubisky being a young tuck. I think Tremont is gonna pull out one of his old little tricks.
He's gonna
Get him
he's
with
gonna
bite
do-
down
wait,
hard.
switch,
where,
yeah.
where it is pass interference, but not
And
quite enough.
it's gonna be in like the third quarter. It's gonna
It's gonna be like it's gonna be like the first drive of the second half, and it's
Yeah.
gonna swing the game.
Yeah, I just feel like if that play in my head happens, it's going to swing the game enough where it's like the Bears are then just kind of out of reach the entire game. But who knows? Mac comes and gets a fucking strip sacks on
Well,
Rodgers, and there goes my fucking
Luckily,
shit.
guys, we don't have to wait too much
Dude,
longer.
yeah.
A few days from now, Sunday evening, we will all be down here
Mm-hmm.
So
looking at the TV right up there,
right up there.
and
In
watching
that background guy.
Sunday Night Football.
Gonna be
It's
fantastic.
going to be fantastico.
Gonna be amazing.
Monday Night Football. New York Jets at Detroit. Oh, let's talk about games that don't matter.
Yep, Lions. Detroit wins that.
I'm actually going to take the Jets.
Really?
I think
Where's it? Is it at?
it's at Detroit.
Okay, I'm
but,
gonna take the line.
Yeah, I mean, Sam
that's
Darnold, man.
again-
I think it's gonna be closer than I think people intended
Oh,
for.
yeah.
Because I think I like Sam Darnold. I liked him before the draft.
And
I think the Jets got lucky.
The Jets on accident last year won 5 games.
Yeah,
They were predicted to be the worst team in football. Like, worse than the Browns. They were predicted to be the worst
they
team
put
in
it together,
football.
and they always
they
have like a.
They accidentally won 5 games. They won so many games that they were projected to get Darnold anyway, but they had to trade up to get him because they won too many games.
Yep.
Sucks.
I know.
What a terrible fate.
Well, right.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like they can only get better from 5-11 with adding Darnold, so they might be a 7-win team. They got to get a win somewhere, and Detroit, I feel like, is one of those teams
What
that
if-
they probably
sorry.
should beat.
What if it's one of those sneaky years where the Jets get like those 2 wins on the Patriots and somehow win the division? How
Over,
crazy
yeah.
would that be?
It's happened before.
And
Dude,
honestly,
it has. That's what I'm
football
saying.
football
like,
does that to us every season. Where we're
Yeah.
like, can you believe that this has happened? So
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're totally right.
who was it? Sanchez.
Mark
The Sanchez.
Sanchez.
The Sanchez.
Going forward in the future, Dolphins are 15-1.
We're gonna stop the podcast if the Dolphins win the first 5 games.
Yeah, right.
We won't be doing this podcast.
Yep,
anymore.
but yeah,
We
make
actually-
make
yeah,
we
note.
should wrong.
We should
Yeah.
just bury ourselves
Yeah,
in
make-
the sand.
We'll
make note.
delete all content. And
I've been shitting on the Dolphins.
I mean, they're a bad franchise.
Just shitting on.
That-
You're the only person that didn't shit on the Dolphins,
and still shit on.
and
the
we
Dolphins.
like talked you into kind of shitting on the Dolphins still.
Yeah, you know, just that's
Uh,
how hatred spreads. You know.
all right. So final game of the week. Feel so bad for these guys. Los Angeles Rams at Oakland Raiders.
The Rams will decimate.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah,
It's-
just Rams all day on that one.
They might not score.
I love how you're like, they'll score 100 points. The other team won't score.
No,
I
like
love it.
it could.
I
it
mean-
might be 100-0 at the end
that,
of the game.
that defense looks like on paper it almost looks better than like the Legion of Boom. Like
Yeah.
there's so many names on there. Like that's insane. I can't believe that they put it together. And they're apparently trying to get Khalil Mack and put an aggressive package together. What? How did you have enough assets to do that
Bro,
still?
that was
Right.
when that came out, listening to the people, it was like, I don't know, do they have a salary cap in Los
That's-
Angeles?
Dude,
'Cause they
seriously.
can't. But I mean, honestly though, they might have just been able to afford to pay him the money that they'll have to pay Jared Goff in a few years.
That's what I'm
you know,
saying.
so-
And then they would have like Jared Goff comes up and they'd really like cut.
Yeah. or just they would have let him walk and just draft someone else.
Yeah, that's true
Rookie
too.
deals are what make the world go around.
Yeah, seriously. I like
Teams
the
are
idea.
figuring that out.
Yeah, I mean, Rams clearly are winning that game.
Yeah.
So if the Rams lose and the Dolphins win this next week, one of us is gonna have to seppuku ourselves.
I think that's fair. Oh.
What else do you guys want to talk about? Anything
me-
else from week 1?
Let me look into my fancy smancy notes here, see if I got anything.
Brandon's hitting the notebooks, ladies and gentlemen. That's gonna
I'm-
be a segment from now on. Brandon's notebook.
I mean, yeah, I'm always writing in it. I gotta have the notebook. I really want to see Aaron Jones back on our roster. I think once we get him back in week 4, that's gonna be nice. But up until then, our run game's
Stay
gonna.
off the weed.
No.
Is that really what it was?
I don't know. Probably.
I think it was.
I actually think.
I think it
remember-
honestly
I
was.
think it was.
I
the
think it's
weed.
either like a 2-game or 4-game suspension,
where
something like
it's
that.
not Mark Ingram, where Mark Ingram was just taking PEDs.
Yeah, like it
Or
wasn't.
Julian
It
Edelman,
wasn't.
who was also taking PEDs.
Gosh.
Yeah, look, dude, when I look at Julian Edelman, I think steroids.
Dude, it's hilarious because apparently that's all kind of going back to they all had like the trainer, same trainer as Brady, and everyone's kind of like, well, what's the trainer doing?
Well, did you ever watch that Tom versus Time thing?
No.
because
Mm-mm.
they made fun of Julian Edelman because he was like lifting weights,
Yeah.
and he was like the guy's like Tom Brady was like, "Why you doing that, man? It's all about pliability." Blah blah blah. He's like, "Bro, yeah, maybe for a quarterback, man, I get in 5 car accidents every game. I need to have muscle."
Yeah. Right.
And sure enough, he probably just sitting there just juicing in the fucking bathroom, like it's Gold's Gym. Let's it might be a short episode this week unless the chat has some questions, but let's go into our bold predictions for week 1 football, ladies and gentlemen. What's it gonna be? Brandon,
I want to hear your first, actually.
I haven't thought of mine yet.
I haven't either. That's what I was.
Kel, what's your bold prediction?
Let's go with my bold prediction on this.
Throwing you on the flame and fire.
I'm gonna go on and say that Andrew Luck is gonna have a fantastic game. Week 1, fantastic game.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's just point out real quick that Kelvin did have the Colts as the worst team in football in his power rankings. Go to the tape.
Cut to the tape. Let's get the.
I have all that stuff saved on here. I can bring it up whenever I want.
For whatever reason, I'm thinking he's gonna completely light up the Bengals.
The Bengals. Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, the Bengals suck.
Yeah.
Bold prediction for me. Bold prediction. Todd Gurley sets the single game rushing record week 1 against the Raiders.
Wow.
Is
Wait,
that
which
really
is-
that?
which is
bold?
how
That
much?
just-
I couldn't tell you how much. Like
It's got to
how-
be like over 300, 400, right? I don't know. We got to see. Someone
Quick,
check it.
Googling it.
In the
Got it.
meantime, I'll say my bold prediction. My bold prediction. I've not even thought of it until right now. Is that somehow Pat Mahomes becomes the greatest quarterback in football this year, following a Wentz-like footsteps from like the last year.
Wow. Is
That's gonna be my bold
Patty
prediction.
Mahomes your MVP pick?
No, he's not.
Well, all right then. The rushing record is actually set by Adrian Peterson.
Ooh,
296 yards.
that's a lot of fucking
Wow.
yards.
Yeah,
That
no,
was-
I think Gurley can easily hit 300
Yeah,
this
that's
week.
yeah.
Like,
I'm
hon-
actually surprised it
honestly-
wasn't in the 300s.
honestly, I think both Gurley and Zeke can hit 300 this week. We might have 2 records
Yeah,
broken.
who are the Cowboys? Oh, they're playing.
And of course, the Browns will be beating the Steelers. Take that to the bank, deposit it,
But that's
put
not
it
even.
away.
That's not even bold at this point. We just know that shit.
That's the guy who picked the Steelers.
Hey, it's gonna be a close one.
Yo, this Panther hate though, yeah, that's because the Panthers aren't good. you guys were good 5 years ago, and you made it to the Super Bowl, and you choked. Bad.
Let me tell you a little story about the Panthers that had me dying one time. All right, this is I like Cam Newton. I like the Panthers organization. Half my fantasy team Panthers. McCaffrey all.
McCaffrey, all of them.
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, all of them.
The one Panther.
I have more than that. I have one more. I don't know who he is. I have one more. Anyways, let me tell you a quick story though. All right, so it's the first game of the season. This is 2 years ago, and it's right after the Super Bowl. So it's Cam Newton versus Trevor Siemian, week 1. Me and my friend Brian are watching this at the bar, and he is a Broncos fan, friend Brian. Anyways, we're watching the game. The Panthers are getting their ass kicked. Cam Newton finally does something and then is in the end zone, scores a touchdown, dances for like 60 seconds. But the best part is they're still down like 2 touchdowns. Like he act like he just saved planet Earth from an asteroid doing 5 different types of dances. That's the best part. It wasn't 1 dance. It wasn't 2 dance. It was like 3+ excessive dances. And I was just sitting there like, guy, you got a long mountain to climb up still. You're not putting the flag in Everest quite yet there.
I'm one. I don't care about the dancing at all. It does not bother me. Even if you're losing, who gives a shit?
Well, it just makes you look stupid. Where it's like, oh. It's like, oh, look at the scoreboard. Like you're losing.
I do think it's a little stupid, like when a team is losing by a lot and then a player does it, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's like gotta like pump yourself.
Yeah, you gotta get pumped up.
like-
Yeah, I get that part. I get that part too. Just when
He
it's like
works on
such
those
excess.
dance moves, guys.
And that's what I
People
said.
gotta
I
stick
got so
people
many
can.
Panther fans at the bar to hate me and Brian even more so because I said maybe if you practice better quarterbacking instead of your dance moves, you would be winning the
All right,
game
How
right
many
now.
Panther fans were at that bar?
There actually there was two individual subgroups of them. So there was like two guys behind us on the right and two guys on the left behind us that were for some reason all of them were Panther fans.
All
No
right.
idea why.
We-
In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, of all places, there's 4 Panther fans at a
'cause they were-
UWM
oh, wait, no,
bar.
that's because they went to the Super Bowl a few years ago. They were they didn't get off the bandwagon yet.
No, that was literally because that was literally 3 months or 4 months after the Super.
Yeah, they were still on the bandwagon. Guy in chat, Skulls419 says Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Think again there, bud.
I was gonna say.
that's his bold prediction.
Yeah,
for
that's
this
a
week.
bold prediction.
You're gonna want to rethink that one next week.
I mean, I had them making the playoffs.
Yeah, that is true.
You know, I think
know
I had
it.
them in making
You know
the divisional round.
I
think.
kinda
You know,
shit on
scratch
them.
everything I said. Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl because every time we've ever thought that they were gonna come a sesame seed close, it's not happened. So now that we don't think it's gonna happen, maybe it will happen.
Hey, good point.
You know what?
That's a great point.
Boys,
Good job.
just
Good job.
Anyone in the chat have any questions before we close up shop on this week's podcast? You know, put another chapter in the book.
any questions for the Vikings fan over there, for the Bears fan me, or for the Packers fan over,
Or if it's just general football
or
shit.
general, yeah, anything in general. Just want to give
No,
it maybe
just
spark
team specific.
with all you guys hating each other at the core so much because of your team.
Vikings winning Super Bowl this year. Take it to the bank.
the
Deposit.
Dolphins not winning the Super Bowl
Dolphins
this year.
not winning a game.
Take
this
it
year.
to the bank.
Right.
The Bears going 7-9, but being behind the Browns record wise.
No.
Browns are going 16-0. Tell me who they lose to, because they're not going to lose to the Steelers, and that's the hardest team they play all year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking at a schedule, but I would assume, yeah, that would be the hardest teams that they play, huh?
I mean, but honestly, if you look at like the AFC, dude, take out the Patriots and the Steelers,
Not looking the tightest.
and like look at like all the teams that are going to be good for like 3, 4, 5 years in the NFC. We got Vikings, Rams, Packers, 49ers are getting there. The Eagles,
Bears potential.
the Bears are on their way up too. Their window's opening.
The Lions are always fucking sneaking in
The
there.
Lions, I feel like the window for them is like cracked, but
Like there's a breeze
but it
coming
hasn't
in.
it hasn't moved in a decade.
Fucking Matt Stafford is like at the window.
That's how I feel about the
I mean,
Chargers. That's how I felt about the Chargers this whole
Cowboys,
time.
The Giants, like all these teams they're like on the cusp.
Eli has a straw through the window as it's closed, and he's just trying his hardest
Eli shoved one of his multiple Super Bowl rings
to try and
keep
press
open.
it back up.
I'll be goddamned if he doesn't get another one out of it.
Bro, watch him win it this year.
He's on his way. He's
Right.
shoving the second one in there as we're talking about it, working on the third.
You know, if he gets another one, Peyton's gonna be like, "Oh,
I'm
God.
coming.
Peyton's just coming
out of-
back.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
coming. out of
dude.
Peyton's just
Oh.
coming back. He's like,
No.
all right, which is the best team?
Now, I feel like we would all be happy if the Giants played the Patriots in the Super Bowl again, and
Oh, please.
and Eli beat him for a third time.
Honestly.
I think the whole world would be happy on that one."
Does Tom Brady retire at that point?
I don't think he could. I think he would. in
No,
his
he
heart-
wouldn't
in
give
his
him the
heart of hearts,
satisfaction.
He'd be like, oh, you have to win again. And then, like, Tom
He'd play
Brady
for
at
another
age,
10
yeah,
years.
at age 54 is like,
He's like,
And
he's
lose
like
it
trying
to
to pay
Eli
people to
again.
take out Eli Manning, just straight up assassinate him in the middle of the football game.
But dude, I just don't see what the AFC is doing. It's like the Eastern Conference and Western Conference in basketball. Like the Eastern Conference in basketball is far better than the AFC is in football, but the West is still so dominant in
yes,
basketball.
I
We're like,
agree.
I don't think an AFC team will win the Super Bowl for a decade. It's over.
Unless the Patriots or the Steelers get a sneaky one at the end here.
It's who are they gonna beat?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then name the
they have
the,
to get
the
the
only
sneaky
team,
one.
the only team that is somewhat even close to being in a conversation like the Rams or the 49ers or the Eagles or the Vikings are the Texans, and they're a few steps below that. And then it goes like it's like Patriots, Steelers, Texans, everyone else. And then they're fucked for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be an NFC fan.
I mean, it's nice. We kind of grew up in like an age of AFC dominance. Like that's
Yeah.
Patriots, Steelers,
Colts.
and Colts.
Yep. I was gonna
That's
say
literally
Colts.
the only three teams
Hell,
we
Broncos.
like anyone ever played. Yeah, and yeah, the Broncos for a while there too.
Caught that.
Does it spill?
Yeah, but it got caught. Don't worry.
Choke out some.
Not it.
Mikey, baby.
All right.
Come on, anyone else hit us? with
For
that
the House
last
Divided
second question?
podcast, I'm Dan. That's Calvin. That's Brandon.
Signing up.
We'll see you next week.
See you
Go
next
Bears.
week.
Week 1 football, baby.
Go Bears.
Woo! Goodbye.